Hey, what's going on, guys? Before we get started, I just want to kind of go over a couple things real quick. As always, as I always talk about, how important it is to, support us just through Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and all that good stuff. Doesn't cost a dime. Just real quick, just wanted to show you. So when you go here, this is just in your toolbar. You're gonna go to facebook.com/the finished podcast, and it's going to bring this page up right here, and it's going to show you you can look up our videos, you can comment on things, whatever you want to do. You can send us a message. I want you to go to the like button right here and just click that like button for us. That's all. Share it too. Hey, you can do that if you want. Send me a message, we'll talk. I don't know, I like long walks on the beach, candlelit dinners. I'm a Scorpio, so I don't know. But please, just like I say, guys, just support us. It doesn't cost a dime, and it just really goes a long way for us. So let's talk about a couple things. Let's talk about UFC Atlantic City real quick before we get Jimmie Rivera on. I'm not going to go over the whole card. At this point, I'm sure you guys have already seen the card. Just want to talk about how awesome Kevin Lee looked. A lot of people, gave him a lot of crap for missing weight, which I completely understand. Missing weight isn't acceptable. But with that aside, I thought it was the best Kevin Lee that we've ever seen. He was putting the pressure on. He was just nonstop, just controlling the pace. He got rocked. We saw his recovery. We saw his resilience. I think it's just a testament to how much progression we've seen out of Kevin Lee. Especially just since the Tony Ferguson fight. And of course, with the Tony Ferguson fight, we don't really know that we got the best Kevin Lee that night because of the staph infection and and the weight cutting issues that night too. I mean, he made weight that night, but it was extremely difficult, and I'm sure he wasn't the best version of himself. So I think people give him a lot of crap. That it doesn't really make sense. That I've seen a lot of people comment on how he shouldn't be given a title shot because he missed weight. I don't think it can be missed weight twice. I don't know. That's just off the top of my head. I don't understand how people pick and choose. I've said this before. I did some live videos the other day on Facebook, but by the way, Facebook is pretty much my main. It's my main media of choice, I guess. I put stuff on YouTube too, but you'll get exclusive stuff on Facebook because I'll do live videos and different things like that I won't do on YouTube. I don't like. I like the Facebook platform versus YouTube until I change my mind. That's probably the way I'll do it. At least for the time being. But like I was saying, a lot of people give. It's interesting how people choose to give people crap or not, right? It's really interesting. Khabib. There's this. Like I said, I don't like to use the word hype trains, but Khabib had a little hype train coming into the Tony Ferguson fight, and we all knew Khabib had a strong chance of beating Tony, but I was pulling for Tony. I think Tony has the tools to beat Khabib. I think putting the pressure on him, I think it showed a little bit of. I don't want to use the word holes because God forbid everybody's been using that word a lot too, is the word holes. Ever since Joe Rogan kind of made his analysis of the fight, during the fight and the commentary. So I would never, I wouldn't really crap on Khabib for him missing weight before. Like, he's 25, 26 and 0. He still deserves. I think he deserves to hold the belt. I think he should have fought. Well, not should have because it wasn't his fault, but obviously I'm looking forward to him fighting, Ferguson or McGregor or, somebody in the top three or even top five. Al did a great job. It's just, Al's is a really big fight for Al. Who knows what his nerves were pushing at that night. It's got to play a part. I mean, no, he's pretty much like a veteran of the sport, but you know, it's got to play on you. Um, but anyway, back to Kevin Lee. So back to Kevin Lee and people talking about how he doesn't deserve it because he missed weight. I think it's absolutely. I think it's insane. Um, I think it's such an asinine statement to make. That just because he missed it by a pound, yeah, he should have missed weight. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have. Um, he should have made the weight, absolutely, 110%. But they put the penalty in place for a reason. He paid, what was it, 20% of his purse. So I don't really see he's paid his penalty on that. It's not like he missed it by like 10 pounds. He missed it by a pound. I don't see all the hate for it. It just doesn't make any sense because some people will miss weight by this or that. Cormier would have missed. When he did the whole towel gate situation, right? He would have missed that weight had he not held into the towel. Yeah, he probably would have came back and weighed it again, and it probably wouldn't have been too big of a deal. But I don't know. I understand. I understand some of the disappointment, but come on, man. Like, just give the dude some credit, please. He took out one of the most vicious strikers. Definitely in the lightweight division. You could argue in the entire UFC. I don't know where I put him at, but he's definitely up there in Edson Barboza. I don't understand, and I don't think people gave him the credit against Edson because of how dominant Khabib was on Edson. In his last fight, it's almost like Edson's lost some of that mystique about him that he had for so long, about being such a dominant striker and just such a savage, which he still is. I don't him losing two fights to really really strong wrestlers doesn't make him less of a fighter, less of a savage. I just don't. I don't understand the whole mindset. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Um, Tell me how you feel about that. But uh, moving on, and like I said, congratulations to Kevin Lee for that, by the way. So I hope Kevin Lee gets. I don't know who he fights from here. Um, you figure you got Poirier kind of waiting for something. Eddie's waiting for something, right? Tony's healing up. McGregor is whatever the hell McGregor's doing, and you got Khabib probably isn't coming back till I think the fall, which a lot of people are reacting to that about Khabib not coming back to the fall like it's a big deal. When does Khabib ever fight in the summertime? I don't know. Doesn't he usually wait because of the Ramadan thing? He never fights during Ramadan, and typically it's his fights are springtime, maybe even late spring, and then you got Ramadan through the summer. I don't know. I don't know why it's surprising. He usually only fights like twice a year anyway, so I don't know. Generally, I don't know where most of that comes from. But on to another situation. So the Aspen lad, Leslie Smith situation. I'm not gonna take a whole lot of time on this. I'm just gonna talk about it and move on. Like I said, I did put a video on there, a live video for it, and was kind of talking about it. But I just briefly go over it again because we're gonna get Jimmie on here in a second. But shame on Aspen and her team, for not making the weight. Um, she was trying to do the right thing. Not only were they already going to take the 20% from her purse, she offered her to give her more money to do the fight. She tried to make it right. Again, she should have made weight in the first place. I think we can all agree on that. Okay. She tried to make it right. Leslie Smith, she's got her own political stuff going on with, the whole unionizing MMA fighters thing, and there's a lot of red tape going on with that, and I think that it's not as it seems, and she's trying to appear to be the bigger person and stand up for her, I don't know, morals is what she said. Hey, it's her prerogative if she doesn't want to take the fight. I'm not mad at her for taking the fight. I just don't. She's trying to think about what are the odds. What are the odds that the person that's spearheading this whole MMA union, or at least one of the bigger people spearheading it, of Project Spearhead. Okay, what are the odds that this happens to her, and she could have just took the fight and moved on. Okay, she could have took the fight at a catch weight, and she already said before this she had a feeling it was her last fight anyway. So, what's the big deal, right? If she already had a feeling that it was going to be her last fight anyway, I guess you could say she was just, hey, you took the money and you knew you had they were going to offer you the show money and the win bonus money without fighting. Hey, okay, I get that. But don't act like you're trying to do it for like some type of morality issue. You're using this situation because you're kind of, yeah, like I said, it did happen, and we can all agree. Like I said, Aspen should have weighed in, but you're definitely manipulating the situation to that would fit into that fits into the reasoning why you want an MMA union in the first place. So it's almost like it's almost kind of like a martyr situation. So you're falling on the sword, so to speak, to to grow your organization, and you think that this is going to make you look better, or look make your cause look better, and I don't think it did that. I think it just looks like that you took the fight. I mean, you didn't take the fight because you were going to get your money, and you were kind of like, screw it, because you guys aren't going to resign me anyway, so why would I risk getting hurt when I know I'm going to make the money? Hey, I understand. I'm not hating on you for that, Leslie. I'm really not. I'm not judging you for that. Like I said, I'm judging you for the way you're trying to turn the situation into your advantage with what you're doing. And it seems obvious to me. Maybe it doesn't seem obvious to anybody else. Maybe I'm way off base. I'm no expert, right? I'm just calling it as it comes off to me. Okay, but sorry about that. I'm just calling it as it comes off to me. So I don't know. I think shame on both parties. Aspen tried to make it right, and you preferred to not get paid. I mean, to get paid and chill. Like I said, not mad at you. But let's go before we get Jimmie on real quick. We're gonna cut to that. We're just gonna put on a quick video for you that'll just kind of highlights of Jimmie Rivera.
Это мало, то есть тут.
All right, everybody, we are back with Jimmie El Terra Rivera, UFC bantamweight. Jimmie, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Hey, so we just want to let everybody know we ran into Jimmie at UFC Atlantic City, and he was so awesome for giving us some time to do this. So, Jimmie, I just want to definitely thank you for doing this. So,
No problem.
but so man, look, so main event UFC Utica, Marlon Morales. How do you see that fight going?
You know what? People always say I'm trying to get, the knockout or get the submission. I just want to get the win. Whatever way I have to get the win. But I want to get the win at the end of the day, get my hand raised.
Hi, so that press conference, it seemed kind of weird. Marlon Morales was trying to like he was trying to talk smack for. It was kind of weird. Like it was like a weird exchange between you guys. It seemed kind of on his part. I don't know if maybe if it was like a language barrier or what, but it definitely seemed weird at that big press conference you guys had. Could you speak on that?
Well, he was just, I don't know what he was, when we're upstage, when we're sitting down, it sounds like he was just complaining. And when we had the face off, he was saying something, but I couldn't understand him.
Right.
So I don't know what the points he was trying to make were. But, at the end of the day, I told him, listen, we're fighting June 1st. Shut up and then enjoy it,
Right, exactly, man. So I guess are you in the middle of camp now? I guess you started camp already, right?
Yeah, I started training back in February. I got back from my honeymoon.
Oh, wow.
And we were just finalizing the date. So I've been training for a good, almost 2 months full training camp.
Well, congratulations on the wedding, man.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So how long? I mean, when you go, sorry, let me rephrase that question. So when you go into training, how long, how close to the fight do you get before you really start cutting weight?
I've cut him the whole time.
Okay.
Not really cutting, just eating right. You know what I mean? I eat right the whole time, so I don't really have to cut that much. I stay eating right, and then I just try to get a little less as we get closer to the fight.
Okay. What do you usually weigh in on fight night?
I don't know. It all depends on how the weight cut and how much I put on. It's all different. It's kind of like a personal question there.
Hey, I understand, man. I understand. So we know you're in the crowd in Atlantic City. Fellow bantamweight Aljamain Sterling had an impressive win. Where do you think he fits into this picture now with you guys?
I don't think it was impressive.
Okay.
At all. I think he can't really punch, and I honestly think he was just bigger than Brett Johnson. Brett Johnson looks like he's more of a stand-up guy, but he just couldn't put things together. You know what I mean? It looked like he got tired towards the end. Sterling had better cardio. To be honest, I wasn't really impressed with the fight. I thought Brett Johnson was going to win. He did it. Sterling got the victory. It was a close fight, but then towards the end, Sterling was taking it away. I think it really came down to, cardio and pushing the pace, and Sterling was a lot bigger than Brett Johns, I think. And that's really it.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what he was weighing in at, because he was very he was pretty jacked up. So I'd be curious to know what Aljamain was weighing in at on that fight. But man, so I got to ask you, man. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this quick for you, but why haven't they given you that title yet, man?
I don't know. I'm not the UFC. I can't really answer that question. They just keep prolonging it and keep putting other people in front of me before I can get a shot. And I'm just kind of rolling with the punches and dealing with what I have in front of me here. Hopefully after this win, I get a title shot.
I'm gonna tell my fans this, you obviously know this. You haven't lost in almost 10 years, man. Almost 10 years, bro. Like, where do you see, because we got basically Cruz. As far as I'm concerned, it's Cruz, Cody, TJ, and you, kind of in the top echelon, and Rafael, kind of in that the top echelon of that division. And how did it make you feel that they gave Cody that immediate rematch over say you?
I mean, it sucked. I was already signed to a fight where they gave Cody the fight. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day they got to make some money, and that's what sells a little bit more than myself, I guess, and TJ. But it is what it is. But after this, you know, what I mean, getting my hand raised against Marlon, 6 straight wins. It's more than Cody did. Definitely deserve a title shot. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't see how they. I don't see in any world where they don't give you the title match after this. How do you see Cody the Cody and TJ rematch going?
You know what? I'm not sure. I feel like TJ's gonna win it again. It was a close fight. That first fight, that first round, he had a little more time. He maybe could have finished him. You never know. But I think TJ is gonna win this fight again. But I think it'll probably end up going the distance compared to the last fight.
You think they're going to be a little more hesitant, a little less emotional than it was last time?
I don't think TJ will be. I think TJ is going to go for it. But Cody might be a little bit more reserved. But, you know, like I said, you never know. You never know what's going to show up. You just got to kind of see what happens when you watch the fight.
Right. Do you have a preference on who wins? And
no, I have no preference at all. I'll fight either one of them.
Okay. So let's talk about let's just talk about a little bit, you know, with the whole thing that happened around UFC 219 and all the stuff with you know, Dodson winning the fight and all that good stuff. Can you talk a little more about what happened with that?
Yeah, it was simple. I landed. They gave me 3 options: either fight Dodson, fight Marlon at 140, or fight Marlon on January 20th. So I gave Marlon all the way up to 145. He said no. Then I said I'll fight him on January 20th. He said no. But after that, you know, it's been, my wife and I have been married a little over, you know, almost 3 years going on, and we haven't went on a honeymoon. So I said, listen, I'm going on my honeymoon, and when I get back, we can figure something out. And that was it.
Right.
But yeah, that was it. You know what I mean? Dodson just lost his last fight. Marlon had a little hype for him, getting that lucky knockout with Sterling. So we were going with that. I mean, you know, I feel like UFC is trying to push Marlon, but he isn't that good. So he lost against Santos. He had a questionable win against Dodson, and he had a lucky knockout against Sterling. I'm not saying that he's not tough, but I don't think he's that good.
I hear you, man. So it's been about 10 months in between fights. Do you like the layoff? That long of a layoff in between fights?
No, I don't like that long layoff. What am I going to do? People get hurt all the time, and
right.
And they want to change the opponents last minute. I mean, there's a lot of time and effort put into a fight camp, you know, to train for one person specifically. And when the day of or the week of your opponent gets switched because the other guy gets hurt, it fucks you up a little bit. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Plus, we want to get the right person. We don't want to just fight someone to fight someone. We want to fight someone that's going to get us closer to the belt. So that's just really important, too, as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, look, man, I don't want to, like I said, I know you only have a little bit of time, but I don't want to keep it too much longer. But, dude, you know, if you take Marlon, you know, in June in Utica, I just don't see, I can't imagine, like I said, any situation to where they don't give you the title shot after this. I just really can't see it. So, I'm pulling for you against Marlon. But like I said, I just don't see how it could go any other way than you getting a title shot. But like I said, man, I don't want to keep you, but definitely thank you for coming on so last minute and you know,
no problem.
But you know, changing some stuff around. But you know, hopefully, you know, we'll be touched in the future, and you know, love to get you on the show again at some point down the road.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. So thank you so much.
All right, have a good one.
You too, bud.
Bye.
All right, everybody. That was Jimmie Rivera. He was just a little crunched on time, but you know, that was awesome to talk to and just kind of get his thoughts. You know, on the Aljamain Sterling, how that fight went, and you know, the thing with you know 219 and all that good stuff. So it was a lot of cool insight from him, and you know, and honestly, I meant every word I said. You know, I think that I don't see how Jimmie. I like Marlon, but I think Jimmie I think he's on another level, and I think he has all the tools. I think he does have the tools to be a world champion, and I think a fight between him and Cody or him and TJ would be pretty spectacular. So, um, I, you know, I just don't see how they keep avoiding him. Like I said, it's been almost 10 years. The man hasn't lost in 10 years. I just don't I just don't get it. I don't get how they keep overlooking him. I really don't get it. But we think I'm coming on, and everybody, that's gonna be a wrap up for me. Like I said, just please leave your comments down in the section below, please. Please share this. Please like this. Like I said, every little bit helps. Like the page, like the video, please, please, please. And you know, we appreciate everything you're doing for us, and we've gotten amazing feedback, and we've gotten over 2K views for the videos we put out so far. So really, really appreciate that. So you guys are obviously, hopefully you're liking what we're doing and responding, and we're still kind of changing stuff, and trying to streamline the Facebook, and streamline the show a little bit, based off of some of the feedback we've gotten. So please, like I said, just hit us up, send me a message, we'll talk. So all right, guys, that's all the time we have today for the show, but we'll catch you again on the next time.